So one of the reasons our GoHighLevel websites always look next level is having good design. But even good design can fall short if your graphics suck. And so in this video, I'm going to show you my secret way of making awesome graphics for GoHighLevel websites. Let's go. Okay, so for this video, I wanted to create a graphic for this solar website that I built. I think it looks really good, but we're just missing a graphic, kind of showing somebody the benefits of switching to solar. So this is what the website looks like, and where I think I'm going to add the graphic is going to be either here or up here. So step one is finding our photo. So what I want to have for this graphic is like a couple or a happy family, and then showing the benefits of switching to solar. So a good place to find photos is pexels.com, and right now I was kind of browsing and taking a look at family photos. So I typed happy family, and then you can just use a lot of these photos. The ones that don't have this little sign are free to use. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new file, and I'm probably going to go with 1920 by 1080, and I'm going to do this orientation landscape, and I'm going to go ahead and create it. What I'm going to do is have this as my background. So we're going to go with a white background for now, and I'm going to start adding my layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is add the photo. So I'm going to go find my photo. I'm going to slide it over, and this is what it looks like. I'm going to make it slightly smaller, and I'm going to show you just why in just a second. But I want to generate a bit of this photo down here with AI. We might need that space so that it makes sense when I add it to the website. So what I'm going to do is go to my selection tool, and I'm going to select this whole thing, and then I'm going to just generate this with generative fill, and I'm going to do generate. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It usually gives us 3 alternatives, and honestly, out of the 3 of them, I think the first one looks the best. And so I'm going to select these 2 layers, and I'm just going to merge them. So I'm going to go here, merge layers, and now we have this as one single layer. Okay, so next thing I want to do is kind of have like a 3D effect of the graphic, and how we're going to do this is by removing some of this section and just kind of having the cutout of the kid just sticking out of the graphic. So I want to show you how I'm going to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this right here. This selection tool, I'm just going to select the kid very quickly, and then I'm just gonna select this right here. So once you've selected this, I'll just copy paste this right here. So you have this as 2 layers. Now another way you can do this with Photoshop is you can just select the subject, and this is honestly gonna do a better job in most of the cases. So then we can just select it, copy paste it, and now we have 2 layers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go to this layer, and I'm gonna remove this right here because I kind of want to have this in like a 3D effect. So I'm gonna select it, I'm gonna remove it, and there we go. This looks pretty good so far. So now you can see like this is 2 layers. So it kind of looks like this is sticking out of the background, but it's honestly just 2 layers. That's all it is. The next thing I wanted to do is kind of have like a rounded corner. I feel like the graphic looks very sharp in all of our website. The style of the website is having kind of rounded corners with the sections, some of the photos as well. And so it just doesn't make sense if this is very sharp. And so I'm going to make these corners round. By the way, like I'm not a pro Photoshop designer. This is just how I do it, but I'm sure there's other ways you can do this, more advanced ways you can do this. But I'm going to go create a new layer, and I'm going to go ahead and create a rectangle. So I'm going to create a rectangle roughly the same size of this rectangle right here. And there we go. So now we can see it. Now the next thing I want to do is make the round edges. So we're going to click on it, scroll down in properties, and where you see this is where you add the round edges. So I'm just going to do like 50. There we go. So now you can actually see the round edges and everything. So what I'm going to do is select this section, but before that, I'm going to hide the other section. So I'm going to be on this section. I'm going to go here, and using this tool, I'm just going to select the whole rectangle. Now what I'm going to do is the opposite. I'm going to deselect this section. I'm going to hide this one, and I'm going to turn this one on. And what I'm going to do is just use this function right here, which is going to do select the inverse of the selection, and I'm just going to remove everything else. So if I go here, I'm going to be able to remove all that, and now you can tell that this has those round edges, those round corners that we were looking for. Now I'm going to turn this back on, and now you can kind of see how the graphic is looking. So I'm going to remove this rectangle layer. We don't need this anymore. I'm just going to delete it. But what I'm going to do is create a new rectangle for the text. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to select a new rectangle, and I'm going to do it just right here. And what this is going to be is I'm going to have no stroke, and the fill, I'm going to make it lighter. I want to make it just like a very light gray, something that pops, but that is not too strong, if that makes sense. And so I'm going to do the round edges as well. So we can do like 25, and then I'm going to hit enter. So the next thing I'm going to do is add a new layer, and this is going to be a text layer. So let's just pretend that we were going to save, let's say $10,000 a year. And let's say I do something like this. And what I'm going to do right here is just copy paste this right next to it. And we're going to do annual savings. And then instead of having this like way bigger like this, we're gonna make this way lighter. And then I'm also gonna make this way smaller. So let's just say like 50. Okay, so I'm gonna make this slightly bigger. Now, one thing we can do is match the colors of the graphic. So I'm gonna select this text and I'm gonna use the picker and I'm just gonna select a color that is kind of similar to the background of this. So it kind of matches a bit better. And now I'm gonna create a quick divider. So I'm gonna go here, right click it, and I'm gonna do a line tool right here. And then I'm gonna have no stroke, and then the fill is just gonna be like a light gray. So you can barely see it. So I'm gonna select it again and I'm just gonna make this thicker. So let's just do like 6. There we go. Okay, so the final thing I'm gonna add here is just showing like the lifespan of switching to solar. So let's just say it was like 25 years. What I'm gonna do is add a quick vector to this graphic. And where I find my vectors is from this website called Flat Icon. And this is the one I'm gonna use. So I'm gonna go ahead and download it as a PNG. This is free to download as well, which is pretty cool. And I'm gonna go back to Photoshop and I'm gonna add it right here. So I'm just gonna slide it, add it right here. I'm gonna make it slightly smaller and I'm gonna line it up. There we go. That's looking pretty clean. And I'm just gonna add one more text. So I'm gonna copy paste this next to it right here. And then this is gonna say something else. 25 years lifespan. You know, I'm just making this up as I'm going, but let's just say that's what it was. And for this text right here, I'm gonna make it slightly lighter. I don't want it to be distracting from the main thing, which is gonna be the annual savings. So I'm gonna hit OK, and there we go. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe it's too light, so I can just like change it very quickly and make it slightly darker. Now, what I'm gonna do is make this slightly bigger. So I'm gonna select these 2 layers right here, and I'm just gonna make it slightly bigger, just so it looks like bigger in relation to the text. Okay, so I think this is looking really good. So let's give it a try, add it to the website and see what it looks like. So before you export it, make sure that you're not using the bottom layer, which is the white layer, because you want to make sure that whatever the background on the website is, that it blends in with the website. So we're going to remove this before we export it as a PNG file. So file, export, we're going to do a quick PNG. There we go. So let's go back to our website. I'm going to test it right here. I do like this graphic that we added, but just to show you the example, I'm going to add it right here and show you what it looks like. So in GoHighLevel, I'm going to click here, scroll down, and I'm going to just upload it very quickly. This is graphic 1. Now, this is kind of what it looks like. Let's save it, and then I'm going to show you the live version. But there it is. That's how I created this graphic live for my website, and I think it looks pretty good. We built it very quickly. There's a couple things that I would change to make it better, but that was just a quick example of how we build graphics for our websites. And if you're a SaaS agency owner and you want to get more clients, I created a video just for you. It's the first link in bio. Check it out.